No, not Hyacinth, sorry. Starts with a G, right? What was her name? Shit. Hi YouTube friends, it's Trish here and welcome to my little corner of the internet. That was a really weird intro, but here we are. So I technically have already seen the Bridgerton trailer, the season 3 trailer, but it was a reaction style video, so I have not actually seen it by myself fully yet. And even though I already sort of have some notes down, I figured I would go ahead and watch the trailer so I don't know, in case there's anything else new that I want to maybe prompt and say something about. I don't know. Let's see, history with Bridgerton. I have not read the books, so don't tell me any spoilers. I am enjoying watching the series. I love that every season follows a different main character, so essentially it's still a love story, but my problem with shows usually is around the end of season 3, so around this time actually, and into season 4, I generally get so bored, and I don't know what it is. Usually with the writing, it starts to sort of slow down around this point, usually with other TV shows, and it's pretty rare that I make it past that, especially if it's a new show where I'm having to wait season by season for things. So I love that with Bridgerton, every season you're following new characters, and with this season, like, we're following Penelope and Colin, and we've seen them from the beginning. In the other season, well, season 1, we didn't know any of them, unless you read the books, then you knew them. But yeah, season 1, I didn't know anyone, and then season 2, you know Anthony, but you're introduced to Kate, which I have videos on this channel from season 2, because that was around the time when I was starting doing these sorts of videos, so if you're interested, there's that. But anyway, I'm gonna watch the season 3 trailer, and then I will go into my thoughts leading up to season 3 coming out, which I'm excited for, as I think everyone is. But anyway, let us watch the trailer. Although, like, you've probably already watched the trailer. You can watch me watch the trailer. Oh, let me also full screen it, duh. Play. I love the dances. Probably my favorite part of this show.
We have been apart for far too long.
Penelope looks gorgeous this season. I mean, they really just
made its return. And it seems that our bon
Aww,
ton is
Kate and
moving with the
Anthony.
changing tide. So too is this author.
Oh yeah, I can't believe
I must take a husband.
Eloise becomes friends with Cressida,
Is that her
of
brother?
all
Colin?
people. Oh, who's she?
Under what foreign sun did you apparently get
My
so
goodness.
sturdy?
A hot air balloon.
Is it?
Something wrong?
Seems as though every Bridgerton was born to attract notice. For some of us, notice is very slight.
If a husband is what you seek, let me help you. Are we not friends?
Friends.
I should like to see your skills as they are first.
How delightful to see you all. The splendid weather we are having.
Oh.
I would not be angry if you found me to be a lost cause.
You must not say such things. You are Penelope Featherington. Do not forget that.
She's not seeking a husband in you, I hope.
No, I'm only helping her find one.
Since when are you worried about Penelope?
Eloise is gonna be so locked in on them.
What this author knows to be true is that diamonds are not the only gems that sparkle.
prepared to take a wife this season?
You look especially beautiful tonight, Miss Featherington.
You have done very well.
Jealous
Penelope.
Colin.
What
Oh
could you
no.
want? Mother, do you believe the best foundation for love is friendship?
It is rare, but you must follow your heart.
I like this. Even a wallflower can bloom.
What is the primary force that guides us along our paths?
Oh yeah, we're gonna see more of Hyacinth this year.
Penelope.
Wait, who was kissing who just
Is
now?
it our minds or our hearts?
Was that their mom? Hold on. Wait. Go back. I missed that.
What is the primary force that guides us along our paths?
It is!
Penelope.
Is it our minds or our hearts?
Ooh. Okay, I'm like especially excited now. I mean, okay, so I like Penelope and Colin. They're fine, but they aren't really the characters that I came to Bridgerton to watch, like episode to episode. They're fine characters, but um I don't know. Colin just felt a little whiny, I guess, which I suppose I understand. He's the third brother, which I always assumed that he was a little bit younger than Anthony and Benedict. Benedict is my favorite, so is Eloise of all the Bridgerton siblings. So they're pretty hard to stack against. I totally get, so making exceptions over there. Although they did have a scene of the three brothers fencing in season 2 where they had a very like brotherly moment, and I actually kind of liked seeing that, so I hope that we see more of that kind of stuff. I love a bromance. I love a good bromance. I know that Colin in season 2 sort of had his storyline actually with Penelope, the whole jewel mining guy that was doing that with her mother, and they were sort of duping all of the ton, and Colin very gallantly sort of not really brought justice, but you know, just sort of brought that to light and ended that, so to say, which that was kind of an annoying story plot to begin with. So which is no fault to Colin and Penelope. They were sort of bystanders in the whole thing. And it's just, yeah, so like we didn't really know too much about Colin other than he was really annoying with all of the Marina stuff because I guess his pride was hurt or something. And he said that line at the end to her where the sad part about all of this is if you had just come to me in the beginning and told me your situation, I would have helped. I don't think that's true. But that's how he feels and that's how he thinks. So maybe it is. I haven't read the book, so I don't really know his character so much outside of that. The only things that I know about Colin is he loves travel, is very interested in other places, apparently is a flirt, but I never really saw it. But I think that's just something blanket coded about the Bridgertons, is that they're attractive and they're the type of individuals that you sought after, and that I guess the guys are playboys-ish. And I see that with Benedict, and maybe to some extent I saw it with Anthony, but again, like in season 1, Anthony had the opera singer that he was really into, and so there was like this back and forth over there. So Anthony did always sort of feel like a one-woman type individual, but yeah, apparently there's this blanket statement that all the Bridgertons are just really free-spirited when it comes to physical romance, I guess, and like big flirts and all of that. And so yeah, that's like all I know about Colin. And Pen, I do like her. I thought it was so interesting when we found out at the end of season 1 that she was Lady Whistledown. I was like, wait, what? And then when I rewatched the season, I noticed little points that I might have noticed as I was watching it, but was not putting together that, oh, the camera sometimes would show Penelope's reaction to certain situations happening. And you kind of just always assume that she was just a bystander watching as life is happening, not really taking into account that, wait, she might be like taking note of things happening so that she can write her little gossip, what's that called? Piece? Whatever. I found it intriguing when we found out that she was Lady Whistledown. Part of me wanted to have that mystery extend out a little longer, but I do understand in terms, and I don't know how it was done in books because again I haven't read them, but please do not tell me. I have a feeling that the show probably did want to end the season with us knowing who Whistledown was to entice us to come to the next season to see how, like, we know that her and Eloise are super, super close friends, almost like sisters themselves, and Eloise is so intrigued to find out who Lady Whistledown is. And then for some reason, Pen, her best friend, is not telling her. And you're just like, why not? Y'all are besties, right? Like, why aren't you telling your friend that you're into this? Especially when it looks like your friend is like, damn, this is awesome. Maybe you guys could collaborate, you know, be co-conspirators or something like that. I found it interesting that she didn't say anything. And you know, I think in her argument with Eloise at the end, which heartbreaking. I don't like friends fighting. I really don't. But and now Eloise is gonna be friends with Cressida. Of all people, Cressida. Oh. Maybe she's doing it on purpose. Like that is the one person that's going to irk Penelope to the ends of the earth. But yeah, I feel that they sort of got to it in their argument maybe a little bit that, or maybe this is just something that I was thinking about and it wasn't said in that argument, who knows. But it was like for Pen, this was something that she had to herself, and it was all hers, and it wasn't something that she had to share with anyone, I suppose. But so I'll go into my notes because a couple of things looking into season 3 starting. So, like I mentioned, I haven't read the Bridgerton series, but the concept that they're showing in the trailer for this season is similar to a different Regency romance novel that I read. And it seems that what's going to happen is Pen and Colin have been friends for much of their lives, and Colin has never seen her as anything other than my friend Pen, and who's very close friends with my sister Eloise. Like, that's just sort of it. It seems like they're going to make up, and Colin's going to be like, hey, you really want a husband? I'll help you get a husband. And in that, he's probably either going to realize that he has feelings for her, or he's going to see that someone else will have feelings for her and get jealous and then realize he has feelings for her. I suppose they could happen simultaneously. You know how sometimes people are falling for someone but they don't realize they're falling for someone until like something happens and it smacks them in their face and it's, yeah, oh yeah, I fell for this person, I guess. To me, that feels as a concept, it's fine, but it's very similar to season 1. And the only difference here, I feel, is that season 1, Daphne and Simon didn't know each other. But in season 3 with Colin and Penelope, they're, let's just say, lifelong friends. And in season 1, Simon and Daphne's plan was mutually beneficial. for both parties involved. Like, it was going to stave off all the mothers of the ton for Simon, and then for Daphne, it was going to show that she was desirable, and so other guys would then be interested in her again. So they were helping each other out in this arrangement, and it did not take other men to show interest in Daphne for Simon to realize he liked her. It was never a jealous thing. He just was developing feelings as they were spending time together and getting to know each other, and like, that then became its own problem because he had that whole vow with his dad. But anyway, so season 1 has the standalone, piece like that with this concept. But here in season 3, seemingly a similar concept of, oh, like, he's gonna help her get a man. I don't know what he is getting out of this other than, hey, I'm just a friend to you, and so I'm gonna help you do this. It just, compared to season 1, feels meh, I guess. I mean, it'll be interesting to see a different dynamic because these two are friends, and I'm assuming he's gonna develop feelings in training her, I suppose, on how to flirt and attract a man. And so then he will then be struck in those moments and sort of start to see her in a different light. Not just as a friend, as a potential romantic partner, Colin. But anyway, so it will still be intriguing to watch. I will still be there. But I don't know how much I'm gonna love it as opposed to seeing it already sort of done in a different way in season 1. And this is also bringing up to, I think, my next point. So I feel that, hold on. Ah, yes, my next point. We have another bold, outspoken woman female lead, which we love to see it. I love to see it. I do. But we're now at season 3, and I just feel that, is this going to be every season? And I don't want to say that and make it sound like a bad thing, but there are so many other female characteristic types. And granted, yes, over here it is more so Penelope is at her wit's end. I mean, she is now completely alone, because before it was just not so great treatment from her family. Like, she wasn't close to her family. But at least she had Eloise and Lady Whistledown. But now Lady Whistledown is the reason why she doesn't have Eloise by her side as her friend. And then she overhears the love of her life essentially being like, Pen? Ew. So that's not great. And I mean, you still have Lady Whistledown, but that's not going to build a life. I mean, it will, just a different kind of life. And clearly she wants to have a love. She wants to have a family and all of what we're raised to believe that we want. And so, but maybe she truly does want that. And anyway, so she's now at her wit's end and totally alone, and so she's going to be in a whole attitude, I suppose, of no nonsense, like totally over everything. I'm not going to sugarcoat any of my replies. I'm talking about Colin and how they're going to have their conversation. She's not going to pander to his feelings. She's not going to idolize him as this like amazing individual that she wants to be with, and realize that he's just a man. And so, and it's nice to have an outspoken lead, female lead. Absolutely. I just feel that, like, we've seen it in season 1, we've seen it in season 2, and now we're going to see it again in season 3. And this almost makes me hope that for Benedict's season, again, I have not read the books, please do not tell me, but I hope that he's gonna fall for someone who's a little different. I mean, I was totally here for the Benedict and Madame Delacroix pairing because, like, she also is an outspoken woman, but she's more than outspoken. She's a driven woman. She is so passionate about her craft, and they're both so artsy and very, like, sensual together, which we love to see. And yeah, I was very intrigued by how that was going to go moving forward, how she was going to be pursuing her art. I mean, she had that scene with Pen in the second season, and she was preparing these designs for this fashion house in France, and to see how maybe like you can balance a relationship with that, and maybe the struggle over there, as she kind of does say to him at the beginning of season 2, is I need to focus on my work. And that's how she ended things between them. But that would have been interesting to see. So I don't know if she's going to be coming back around, or it seems like they have just completely dropped that storyline because he had this other model artist slash artist that he was, or modeling is also an art, but anyway, that he sort of had a tryst with. But it's clear that that wasn't romantic so much. It was more of a physical thing, and like a respecting each other for your craft, and the tenacity to continue pursuing it. So yeah, I kind of hope that Benedict's going to end up with someone who is just different. And granted, all three of these leading ladies, though outspoken, have been outspoken in different ways. And obviously their history and, you know, like life events shaped how they are outspoken. Daphne felt immense pressure because she is the first of the Bridgerton girls to be debuted. Not only is she going through her first season as a woman of age, she was chosen by the queen to be the diamond. And so she already had the pressure of bringing a Bridgerton. On top of that, she's the diamond. And then her brother scares away all the guys. And so she's getting no prospects. And so that forces her to be more outspoken because she is in a very stressful position. And then in season 2 with Kate, you know, she is very outspoken because she wants the best for her sister. Even though they are in these dire circumstances, she wants to protect her sister. She wants to make sure that her sister's not going to make a decision based off of their situation, but more so she wants her to fall in love. And so she's going to make sure that she can have that happen, but still make it within the realm of what's going to help their situation moving forward. And she overhears this guy talking about women in such a like flippant way. Of course you wouldn't want your sister to end up with someone like that. And so she's more outspoken and gatekeepery because it's like, excuse me, no, you can take 10,000 steps that way. Like, just keep going. You know, and I understand that. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see still, I think, because Pen now is going to be outspoken because, well, she's got nothing to lose at this point. She's essentially lost everything. So I'm intrigued. It looks like Kate and Anthony will be there, which I'm excited to see because we did not get, I understand the actor who played Simon Reggae. I'm sorry. But anyway, I understand wanting to pursue your acting careers outside of this one show and not being locked in. I kind of wish, maybe this is selfish of me, but that he could have done something similar to Daphne's character or actress, sorry, Phoebe Denver. I know her name is Phoebe. I'm really bad with names in general, but obviously apparently last names. So Denver sounds wrong. But anyway, um you know, I like that we saw her pop up from time to time, and especially with Anthony's storyline and how they had their conversations. I'm thinking particularly the one that they had in the library when she was talking about, like, oh, if you feel those feelings, those deep, like, gut shattering feelings with Edwina, then I'm very happy for you to have, like, felt this love. And so yeah, it made sense to have her in those scenes, and I don't know how they would have done it with Simon there as well, or if it would have had the same punch. Like maybe Simon would have been in different kinds of scenes, or he would have had his own moment with Anthony. I don't know. But I think it would have been sweet to see them together, married and happy. So I'm glad that Kate and Anthony are going to be here in season 3, and we're going to see them married life and all. And I believe like a while back they released a photo where they're going to have their kids with them, right? Little kitties. So love to see that. Excited for that. I'm excited for Benedict and Eloise, but I feel like Eloise is really just going to be noticing this Penelope Colin thing and keeping an eye on it and being worried for her brother because he doesn't know everything there is to know about Pen, and now Eloise does, and found out in one of the most gruesome ways possible. And she's going to be worried that that Pen is going to do something to bring scandal to her brother because she did it for Eloise, or did it to Eloise, you know? So what's stopping her from doing more? So I just don't understand the Cressida friendship. That does not make sense. They are on two opposite sides of the spectrum. Like they are oil and water. How does that friendship even work? And this is why I'm leaning towards I don't think they're actually friends. I think Eloise is just going to try to like poke at Pen through being friends with Cressida. Watch me watch this show, or watch us watch this show, and it's actually like they do become friends. You know what? Okay. let's see how this goes. Let's see, any other comments? We have seen some promotional photos, and they were highlighted also in the trailer. Will and his wife, he has started his gentleman's club, and thanks to Colin, now at the end it seems like it's going to be doing well. So where that goes moving forward, are they going to expand, or I don't know, but I hope that they are brought more into the story. I'd like to know more about them. I feel that we know a little bit more about Will because he had that struggle of, at a point of desperation, agreeing with Penelope's father to throw a match, and then wrestling pun may be intended, but wrestling with that decision in season 2 when he's watching the new Lord Featherington, you know, do this scam, and now the Bridgertons are being pulled into it, and he finally just speaks up because he knows that that guy is up to no good, and deep down, like, Will is a good person. So anyway, my point is like, we know quite a bit about Will. We've seen, I don't even remember her name, his wife's name. Because she'll make a comment here and there. She made a lot more better comments in season 1 actually when Simon was there. I really loved seeing the moments of them together as husband and wife. I feel like in season 2, she was more so in a worried state, which I do get. He's started this business and now they need patrons, otherwise the business will not function. So yeah, maybe since Colin is upping their popularity, maybe we'll see the business flourishing a bit more, and so they're able to take part more so in activities of the ton, which maybe that's what it's gonna actually go down towards. And anyway, I hope we see more of them, and I would love to see more of them as a couple and not just Will's story. So excited for that, and excited for Violet Bridgerton to find love. So they, in Charlotte's spin-off show, which was okay. I was annoyed because most of the problem was down to a misunderstanding, and those are like the most annoying storylines to watch. So that aside, the show itself was actually no, because I didn't really like Lady Danbury's storyline so much. So there was that. But I did love that Violet in present day is having her moments where she's opening up to Lady Danbury that, you know, she might be ready to maybe find another love. Which had to be so hard for her to admit because she's only human, right? And he died at such a young age. She has the rest of her life still ahead of her. I'm assuming that he passed away while they were in their 30s. So yeah, that's still a long time left of life. And who's to say that you can't find love again? But it must be so difficult to come to terms with when you had found your true love, so to say, and you had hopes and dreams for a long life together, and you made this soccer team of of a family, and yeah, it's it coming abruptly to an end in such a horrific way, and you being there when he's taking his last breaths. I mean, it's both, I think, a blessing and a curse to be there in their final moments, but also be watching them in their final moments, especially when it's just so difficult. He can't breathe, you know? And so that scene was super hard to watch, but in Charlotte's spin-off series, in watching her open up to Lady Danbury that, you know, she's sort of been wondering and sort of like she craves human touch again. Which, girl, I feel you. But and it seems like it's not only that, like she would love to love again. And I want that for her. And whoever it is looks handsome. So I'm excited. I'm excited to watch. I have been thinking about another video to do. I actually, weeks ago, had sort of written out a script for it. It was more so going to follow Colin and Penelope's timeline up until now according to the show, because again, I have not read it. Please do not tell me anything. So I still have a desire to do that video, and hopefully I come out with it before the season drops, because that is the plan. And as for my plans with the show, I don't know. So for season 2, what I kind of ended up doing, I think, was I watched half the season and did a video of just sort of talking through my thoughts on it. and then watched the second half and then did the same thing. And I actually did do a third video, I think. Goodness, I don't even remember. But that might end up being how I do this, because I do know that they're going to be dropping in batches, which I'm actually kind of excited for. I know, like, we're so used to binging now that the desire for wanting to know what happens next is going to be so strong. But yeah, let's stretch it out a little bit. Otherwise, it's just over in a weekend. And I mean, there's a lot of content out there, but still. So anyway, I think that's about it. I am glad that I sat and did this. I've been debating on whether I would or not, but this was fun. I hope you guys liked it. Please like and comment and tell me no details from the books, but do tell me any theories that you have. Do tell me who your favorite characters are. Mine is Benedict and Eloise from the Bridgertons. I think in general, yeah, I think my favorite character is still Eloise. I love her. She's just Eloise. But oh wait, I also do really like Kate. Not just because she's Indian. But yeah, just how she speaks. I kind of hope that Kate and Benedict are gonna become besties. I think that would be great. I think maybe Benedict... Oh my god, we didn't even talk about Hyacinth. Well, I don't really know anything about her. No, not Hyacinth, sorry. Starts with a G, right? What was her name? Shit. Yeah, Hyacinth was the young one. No, this is the one that went away in season 1 to learn piano or something like that. I don't think she even showed up in season 2. So anyway, that, you know, there's going to be another Bridgerton, and seemingly Anthony is going to be helping her out because she's the one who's debuting, right? Oh my god, I feel bad that I can't remember her name. So anyway, would be interesting to watch that, but do you think Edwina will make a show up? Make an appearance? I was trying to say make an appearance. Anyway. I kind of hope so. I like that the queen sort of hinted that, hey, I have a nephew, he's a prince, and he's single. So I think they would be a cute couple. So I don't know if that's something that they'll bring up, or if that might be another spin-off series. That should be a spin-off series. That's my vote. Okay, now I feel like I'm just rambling. So thank you so much for watching. And are you counting down the days? Because I might start. And with all of that, that's about it. Toodles.